excited about today's show. My guest today, well, there aren't a lot. He is a true legend in show business and a friend to so many in need. Why is it that this man, who has raised over $1 billion as national chairman for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, could be the target of controversy? And how can he be attacked by critics in his own country when overseas he is considered a genius, especially in France, where his talent is more than humor, it's a work of art? Who is Jerry Lewis the man versus Jerry Lewis the performer? Well, we know he's a man of passion. Passion for movies, passion for directing, and passion for helping those in need. A man who says he owes it all to his wife, Sam, and his best award, his little daughter, Danielle. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Jerry Lewis. Jerry has had a very full and very interesting life. I mean, when you I knew I was going to lose it. When you check out, you can't say you didn't live, right? Hasn't always been a smooth road.
It's the worst chair I ever sat
in. It is. Let me explain.
Here, you see if you sit like this.
I sit like this.
What is that? I mean, you have to have such a flat ass to sit in this chair.
That's right. We have an exec producer named Bert Dubrow who says he can make anybody sit up straight. He designed this thing. What does he know about furniture design? You sit like this.
Is it over? It's okay.
Anyway, are you happier than you've ever been?
Until I sat in this chair.
But is this a good time?
Yes, it's a great time. Sam.
Is it?
It's great.
Is it because of Sam and Danielle and
your
son?
I think, you wait 66 years for a daughter, and then,
Really?
then she's everything that you dreamed she would be. I mean, it's like getting injections of embalming fluid every morning. I mean, I am just so alive with her. She is incredible. Incredible. There's never been a daughter before her.
Of course not. I understand that perfectly. How many sons did you have?
6.
And then you had it. So when he says he needs a daughter, one for every day of the week, and then the girl is on Sunday. Sam made a big change in your life?
Oh, sure. Oh, my God, yes.
You know what I don't understand? Just getting that out of the way. How long, you were married once before, and for how long?
36 years.
Okay, I've been married 32 years.
Well, you can get rid of him like that.
How? How? That's what I want to know. He knew exactly what I was going to ask.
If you look in the hall backstage right now, he's got this big blonde broad. You could get it over with.
But what is that like? I can't imagine. I'm so used to Carl that I think that has to go the whole distance. What would make somebody change?
Well, I think that incompatibility is something that you can't plan on. You never, ever assume that that's going to happen.
But weren't they incompatible for 35 years?
Well, no, not really. I was married at 18. So I was marrying a mother, a friend, a confidant, and all of those things. And then when you're about 30, you start to recognize you had no childhood. You didn't have any fun. And all you did was become a brand or a name, a father, a figure, and so on. And I think that gets in the way of the relationship, naturally. But that's past.
I understand.
I don't believe in talking about it.
Okay, then how'd you find Sam?
She found me. She was very fortunate.
Come on.
I got very lucky. I was doing a film in Florida, and I needed a ballerina. Okay. And I had a casting call. And I got 500 of the best dancers on the Eastern Seaboard, all the way from Canada. They were coming for this audition. And of the 500 dancers, I saw her dead center of that group. And I knew she was going to be great for the film. I didn't think she was going to be great for my life, because that's not where my head was. I had already decided that I thought that 36 years was enough. And my ex-wife and I decided it's enough. And now I'm thinking about, wow, I'm free, and I'm going to do all the things I didn't do as a kid. I'm going to get a bachelor pad. I'm going to go out nights, have some fun, right?
I don't know.
And I meet this ballerina who danced herself into my heart, and I've never had that damn bachelor's apartment.
Watch out, Sam.
No, she's okay. She's all I need.
What's special about her?
She's a plain lady, and she lets me know that she's proud of what I do. She's very supportive. She makes sure that I take my medication. She was there in the hospital when I had open heart surgery, and she called for a rabbi so she could say the prayer for life. She needed to do whatever was necessary for her man. And a man really needs that. And when he recognizes that it's a need that he has, and then it's there in life for him, I mean, she's a connection to my soul. She connects like that. And I love her.
She's easy to be with, by the way.
She's a pain in the ass.
She is not. She's easy. No, this is not fair. I have met her on a number of occasions, not long meetings. But Sam is there are people who are just easy to be with.
She is.
Tell me about the 6 boys.
Well.
These are things you never thought I'd ask, but I'm very interested.
Well, that's okay.
The oldest one.
Gary is still performing. He was on the telethon. Gary is, oh, he was so cute. He called me on the phone. He said, Dad, are you telling me I have a kid sister 48 years younger than me? I said, no, what I'm telling you is that you have a kid sister that's 66 years younger than her father.
Oh.
And when they connected, he came out last year, and he saw Danny. I can't tell you the feeling I had watching him and her together. It was incredible. Incredible.
But he's doing well, is he married?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Gary's married to a wonderful girl.
Children?
And they live in Aurora, Ohio. Because he's the rock and roll king, you know.
Yeah.
The kid is still playing every night. We went to his concert in Vegas. He was marvelous. And he loves living near the rock and roll capital in the Hall of Fame. And my second son is with Litton Industries. My third son
businessman
is in show business as an artist representative. Okay. My fourth son is in the art world. He's the head of 3 very important, prestigious art companies in Carmel, California. Anthony is a video engineer whiz. And that's all I talk about.
They also wanted to talk to you, so I would like you to take a look up there, if you will.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Just wanted to say that it was really a pleasure this year being with you at the telethon, and being able to perform on it, too, was really fun. And we just wanted to wish you the very, very best on your tour. And you do move around pretty good for an old guy.
Oh, thanks a lot.
But anyway, speaking on behalf of myself, Patty, and my brothers, just want to say that we love you very much. You're a terrific guy. And don't read the press that's written on you, because they don't know anything. We know you. We love you.
We know.
That's right. And I want to thank Sally for giving me the chance to say this to Dad. Dad, see you later. Thank
Dad,
you.
Sam, Danny, bye-bye.
Pretty terrific. That's really terrific, you know? They
He's a
care.
marvelous kid, marvelous kid.
When I got up this morning and I was having breakfast, I said, I'm going to go talk to Jerry Lewis. So my son said, who is he? And I said, you know who he is. He said, no, I know who he is. Who is he? And I looked at J.J. and I said, J.J., I'll ask him. I'll ask him.
I don't think that I'm any different than anybody that's sitting in this room, with the exception of celebrity or notoriety. But I suffer from a human malady that's known as a being, a born, living being. I've got the same foibles, the same enticements, the same loves, affections, dislikes, annoyances, disruptions, joys, happiness. I can best tell you that I follow a creed. John Kennedy gave me a gift some years ago that said, There are three things that are real: God, human folly, and laughter. Since the first two are beyond our comprehension, we must do the best we can with the third. I've lived my whole life doing the best I can with the third. So what encompasses all of me is as much fun as I can create for other people. Whether that's a facade and it covers the things I don't want people to see or learn about me, I don't have a problem with that. So those descriptions that I've had made about what my comedy is to other people and the why of it, I don't think the why is as important as that I do it. When you give people pleasure, it's not important why you do that. That's right. If you're doing it to cover something that's within you psychologically or metabolically, what's the difference? As long as you give pleasure to people. Plus the fact I get paid very well for doing that.
Plus the fact it's not a bad life.
It's a wonderful life.
Considering the alternative.
It's a wonderful life, especially when you get, I've got 7 more lives to go. I've had 2 eaten up already.
You had the first heart attack when you were 30 years old?
I had a heart murmur. That was when they suspected that I might have had a problem, but it was nothing of any consequence. Not really. But in 1982, I had double bypass heart surgery, and I almost didn't make it. My heart stopped, and for about 16 seconds, I was gone, and they brought me back. The loveliest nurse that I ever met in my life, this gorgeous, 5'11", humongous black lady, hit me a shot in the chest. And I am here because of that shot in the chest that she gave me.
Did it change you? Did that experience change you?
Oh, well, yes, you go into a catatonic state of fear. Particularly me. One of the dearest friends I have in the world is Michael DeBakey, and I've scrubbed with Michael. I've stood alongside of Michael. I've watched open heart surgery 50, 60 times. I don't recommend people do that because you don't think one day you're going to be on the table.
I agree.
Now, when they say to me in the hallway on the gurney, we're going to have to take you in and operate, I said, you're going to take me in there where they open your chest with a Black & Decker. They open it this wide, 9 or 10 inches. They put your heart on the shoulder. They stop you dead from living. They put you on a heart machine. And you want me to tell you, let's go in there and do that?
No.
I don't want to go in there and do that. So the doctor said to my wife, if he doesn't sign this paper, he's going to die. And in I went. So I made that one. Then last year, they told me that I had cancer. And we had it operated on and got it out of there. And I'm just moving onward. I have no time for that.
When we come back, Jerry... When we come back, Jerry has an incredible tour coming up. I want to talk to him about that. Yay!
You're my best girl, and nothing you do is wrong. I'm proud you belong to me. And if a day is rough for me, having you near is enough for me.
Hey, why'd you stop? My lips feel dry and cracked. I need Blistex.
Me too.
Blistex really works. It's because of the moisture, isn't it?
Blistex has an advanced moisture system because medicated Blistex ointment is the only leading brand that contains moisture. And the medication in the moisture penetrates to relieve dry, cracked lips.
I never go anywhere without Blistex. We'll never go anywhere just standing here.
Say goodbye to dry with Blistex advanced moisture system.
Chili, fries, coffee.
You better add on some Tums.
No, on the house.
Except these aren't Tums.
Same thing.
They got them all mixed up.
I told you they're all the same.
Listen to me. Tums has calcium. Is this calcium? No, it uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. This here, Original Rolaids, uses an aluminum salt. The only one of these that helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need is Tums.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Insist on calcium-rich Tums.
If you need a driver, babysitter, or someone to pull weeds, call the Senior Employment Resource Center at 408-297-3245.
turned to my husband and I said, Carl, did you know I was fat? And he said, babe, you're just pleasingly plump. I went to Jenny Craig because of the food. Jenny's Cuisine taught me what a healthy portion was. It's not just prepackaged food. You eat lots of fresh produce. And before you know it, you're no longer eating Jenny's food. You've learned how to cook for yourself. Now my husband says he can pick me up again and I don't break his back now.
Instead of just another diet, get personal weight management at Jenny Craig, all for just $1 a pound. Call 1-800-92-JENNY.
The feeling of Lycra is the feeling of freedom. Let yourself go. Live in Lycra.
In the classic tradition of Disney entertainment comes a gold medal winner for the whole family. Cool Runnings. It's the movie critics are calling the year's best family film.
I am feeling very Olympic today.
Cool Runnings. Rated PG. Now playing.
Critics are declaring Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas the year's most surprising and original movie. Rolling Stone calls it dazzling and enduring classic. And Time magazine says it's bliss. The Nightmare Before Christmas, rated PG. Coming this month to a theater near you.
28 years ago, Jerry Lewis was guest hosting on The Tonight Show. Johnny was on vacation. And about the third night, Jerry said, why don't you have dinner with me tonight? I said, that's great. Jerry Lewis is a big star. I was very excited. During dinner, he said, why don't you come over this Saturday? I'm doing my telethon. Come over and say hello. I came over and said hello. Now, right after the interview, Jerry said, look, excuse me, I had to go to the bathroom, and he left. So I, being a performer, something else was coming up, so I introduced the act, and something else happened. I introduced that act. I'm introducing this act, and I look over, and Jerry Lewis is like this over on the side, watching me, telling me to go ahead. So I went ahead. I did about an hour, I guess, gave him a little break. Then he asked me if I'd do a little more time the next year. I did 6 hours. Then one time he said to me, you know, I wish you'd do the whole show with me. And I said, Jerry, you never asked me. You want me to? He said, so that's how it started. So we've been together ever since. I'm honored to be with him. I'm looking forward to this one day. A day's going to come. We're going to solve this terrible problem. And Jerry and I are going to spend Labor Day together on his boat or my boat. That'll be a great Labor Day for both of us.
Okay. It's my show, and I'm going to say 2 sentences. I and everyone else who really understands what these things are about, thank you from the bottom of our heart for all the work, all the Labor Days, all the sacrifices. Anyone who doesn't get that isn't in the real world. Now, let's talk about the tour.
Okay. Do you realize that this appearance with you today could be considered return by popular demand, in that the last time I did it with you was in 1983.
Say a decade?
So I'm back by popular demand, 10 years later. Right?
There's same time next year and same decade next year.
Okay.
You're going to embark on a 50-city tour. Why do you want to? You don't have enough money? What are you doing?
You don't do everything for money. You do something because you need to do it.
Why?
Well, I tell you how it happened. Last year, this last May, I went to Chicago, and I did 5 concerts. Then I came into New York at Westbury. I went to Valley Forge. I played the theater in a round. And I realized I hadn't gotten this live audience for a long time. Though I play in Vegas, it's a different live audience.
Oh, yes.
Vegas is a different live audience. So after the Chicago, Westbury, and Philadelphia gigs, I called the concert company and said, I want to go play 50 cities. I want to meet the people. I want to perform. And that's why I'm doing it. It's good for me. It'll pump me up. I've got a lot of work ahead of me. I got a lot of things that I have to do that are going to be affected by this influence.
What does that mean?
That means that when I get back on the set, for example, we're doing Nutty Professor 2 with Disney.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, well, now you know it. And when I get it on the floor of a soundstage, I miss that live audience. I love to perform for my crew when I'm either directing or performing in a film. But I really need this tour to pump me up, just to charge the batteries. And it's wonderful to do.
There are people who would not understand what you mean when you say pump me up. You're funny.
Yeah.
What do you mean you need a pump up? You need to feel what the timing is from the audience?
No, not exactly. When I get out, standing backstage today, I met more people that said, "Hi, Jerry, I grew up with you." Yes. And then there's always extensions of that.
Right.
They say, "I grew up with you, and my dad did, and you met." And that's very important information to have. Okay. After a while, I find myself getting cornered. I'm always on my boat, or I'm always at home. And I just need to get out more. I love to walk in airports. People can be annoying. They can be loving. They can be just everything. And it's my laboratory. I learn what to do comically by getting out in the laboratory and meeting with people.
But you know what? You were talking about your son.
Plus the fact it's a terrible way to make a fortune.
Well, but you said money wasn't the issue.
I still say that.
You're talking about your son. It is a world where kids go to a concert or to hear a rock and roll concert.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not doing this in nightclubs. We're not talking about Jerry going back. We're talking about theaters, the same way a rock band...
Concert halls, theaters, universities, colleges.
The same way a rock band would go into...
A stadium.
A stadium,
right.
You go in and you do the same thing.
I perform.
Right, who buys those tickets? Who are you playing to?
You're playing to Middle America. I play probably to a 40 to 60-year-old audience, probably, who have grown up with me. And they're marvelous. They're incredible audiences. I do about an hour and 20 minutes by myself.
Whoa. Is there anything else? I mean...
I just have a large jazz band and myself.
You sing?
I do everything. Everything. I seat them in their seats, from usher to announcer to orchestra conductor, monologue, jokes, songs, dances, pratfalls, mime, you name it. I do it. I do everything I learned how to do theatrically, including film clips and video and audio, and it's a marvelous show. And they get their money's worth.
Do any of the younger comedians do this?
Oh, of course. You see a guy like Howie Mandel, he goes out and kills himself, and he's marvelous. He's a great comedian, and he works hard to give the people their money's worth.
Is there a difference between what somebody doing comedy under 35 and what you've been doing? Is there a difference in the comedy? Is theirs bluer? Is yours different?
I think so. I think there's a difference. I think that there's a touch of coldness in the young comic mind. The young comic mind should pay more attention to Henny Youngman and Milton Berle and Jackie Gleason.
What do you mean coldness? Why?
Well, because we grew up with one simple premise, that we were the brunt of the joke, never the audience. There's a big difference. When we are the brunt of the joke, then an audience can sit relaxed and not fear that they're going to be intimidated or abused. And that will come with vulgarity. You can abuse a lady or a man in an audience with vulgar material. But on the other hand, you have some very, very fine young comic people today that are doing what I call cerebral combat. It's a contest between the comic and the audience. See if you know what I'm talking about. Well, that's not what you're there for. You're supposed to entertain them. You're not supposed to make them think. Let them enjoy themselves.
Will the world always laugh when a man slips on a banana peel on physical comedy? The world will always laugh at physical comedy.
You bet. There, but for the grace of God, go I. The only one not laughing is the one slipping on a banana.
There's a man who we all loved and was very special in Jerry's life. You called him brother. I want to ask you about him when we come back.
This is about your style and what makes it more beautiful.
More body.
Salon Selective's bodifying styling line. Want natural body?
Gel it.
Intense body.
Freeze it.
From the salons of Helene Curtis, here's exactly what you need for the body you want. Choose your levels of hold and control.
They're personalized.
Now you've got the style.
Salon beautiful.
Right now, the economy is a bit of a challenge. It's tough.
I'm a tough customer. I have 2 children at home.
A 7-week-old baby, my brother.
I need to save money when I'm shopping.
Good news. Lucky now has 5,000 key buys with savings up to 35%.
Let me tell you, they're just about everywhere. There are thousands of them up and down these aisles.
They're sticking out.
Blue and yellow tags. Well, it looks like one of these little tags here. Buy me, I'm cheaper.
The low price leader just got lower.
A key buy saves you money. I need them.
St. Mary's Hospital will offer free information and confidential screening for depression. Call 415-750-5889.
How many of you are aware of the enormous selection of medicines here at Payless Drugs? What you may not know is that we also have the largest selection of plums, like Vivid Plum or this Gold Pearl Plum. Of course, there's also Radiant Plum, Precious Plum, Snow Plum, Wild Plum, and my personal favorite, Plum Zing. If you don't like plums, come to Payless anyway and check out our selection of nudes. Nudes! Payless, because you deserve more from a drugstore.
It's here, Levitt's sensational Columbus Day loading dock sale, now through Monday. We must clear our warehouse of surplus stock, so we've dropped prices on hundreds of quality pieces. Our loading dock is jammed with merchandise at big savings, plus hundreds of items in our showroom are also on sale. What's more, you pay no money down with no monthly payments till January 1994, and no finance charges are paid in full by the January due date.
You'll love it at Levitt.
I cried every single day.
He said, "You are by far the ugliest woman at this party."
Why would a woman stay with an emotionally abusive man?
Next, Sally.
Mighty glad to meet you face to face. The Valley Grand is the place. Gee, we hope we make you happy with our snappy little show. And though we haven't got a bank full, we can still be thankful that here we are.
Yes, sir, here we are. Yes, you and I. Let the world hurry by. We were mighty glad to meet you face to face.
Did you lose your place? I couldn't have you here today without asking you about him. 33, he has a Puerto Rican mother. I was living most of my life in Puerto Rico. 33 years ago, he was appearing at the Louis Piro at the El San Juan Hotel, and I was reviewing, of all things, nightclub shows, what I know, but you'll do anything for a buck. And I met him and continued to do what he asked me to do, appear on a variety club telethon or do this or do that for the whole of his life. I idolized the guy. I thought maybe it wouldn't be right to have you back because in the interim he's passed on. And I know you felt very strongly about him. Should we say something about him?
Well, if anyone was lucky enough to have Sammy Davis in their lives, then they could say that life was worth living. Yeah. He was an extraordinary man, an extraordinary friend. He was the reason that friend was included in the dictionary.
A few years ago, Jerry did a wonderful tribute to Sammy. This is just a short part of it. I'd like you to take a look.
All the world is in his debt. You and I will not forget the memories we can't erase. He lived his life with style and grace. And Sammy, you have made the world a better place.
you cut away all the other footage that we could find, that just says it all. It's just awesome, awesome. I also want to talk about other people that Jerry has been friends with or found along the way. So I'm going to ask Kit, our director. A lot of celebrities have gotten their start. One of the best-known films, he talked about Nutty Professor 2, well, Nutty Professor 1. And this is a little surprise from his co-star in the picture. This is Stella Stevens. Please watch.
I am especially happy and proud to have starred with Jerry Lewis in a film which has become a movie classic. It's The Nutty Professor. And just as Professor Julius Kelp was Stella Purdy's favorite teacher, Jerry Lewis was mine. Because in that movie, he taught me more about filmmaking than any other director ever had. While at the same time, as an actor, he ran the gamut between the sweet, shy Professor Kelp and the super sexy Buddy Love. People often tell me how good I was in that picture. And when I think back, I remember all these wonderful close-ups of me looking lovingly, with awe, at Jerry Lewis. Well, Jerry, I want you to know I still think you're awesome, and I still love you. You're a national treasure, and a very sexy guy. Mwah!
She always had wonderful taste.
Not bad. Jerry did another movie called Rockabye Baby with another special lady, not a sister. What are your memories of that?
Rockabye?
Mm-hmm.
I was auditioning young girls to play the role, and this little girl walked into my office, the cutest button you ever saw in your life. And that was her premiere film. She debuted in Rockabye. Connie Stevens.
Watch this.
I really do love Jerry Lewis. I always have. Had the biggest crush. He smells good. He's so proud of his new little girl that the first thing he did was show me a photograph. And I can't brag about him enough. I wish him well. I always do. I root for him, and I'm sure that he knows that he's got one kid. I say kid because the ratio never changes, you know. It's like having a dear friend, no matter how old we grow. I still feel like a child around him, and I feel lovely and warm and talented, and that's the way human beings are supposed to make other human beings feel. I love you very much. I hope you have everything in life that you deserve and always wanted.
As we leave you for a second, I want you to watch this, and when we come back, we'll talk to Jerry about his long-time partnership with another very special man. Dean Martin, stay with us.
Hurry, Clayton, I have something for you. Something Carla sent you.
Carla sent something for me?
Oh. Oh, Clayton, stop clowning.
Just a minute, sweetheart. I don't recall dismissing you.
You rude, discourteous, egomaniac.
You're crazy about me, right? And I can understand it. Only this morning, looking in the mirror before shaving, I enjoyed seeing what I saw so much I couldn't tear myself away. Have some, baby?
If I were your baby, I'd be swinging from a tree.
Bay Area. For Columbus Day weekend, discover a new world of carpet savings at California Carpets tomorrow through Monday. Vinyl flooring from $7.99. Remnant starting at $29.95. Carpeting discounted as much as 65%. And first quality carpet in all popular styles and colors, values to $35 a yard, on sale as low as $11.99. Installed with no extra charge for pad and labor. And 12 months to pay interest-free. Columbus Discovery Days in the Bay Area tomorrow through Monday only at California Carpets, all locations.
Nobody does it juicier than Safeway. This week, Safeway has a great price on lean boneless cross rib roasts, just $1.97 a pound. That's the lowest price in town, guaranteed. It's easy to prepare and delicious for quality and low prices.
Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better for less than Safeway.
New Langton Arts presents Adrian Piper's exhibits confronting racism and identity issues. Call 415-626-5416.
Come on, move this! For unforgettable colors, it's always Revlon. Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick. Yo. Rich fashion shades that last on your lips for up to 6 super lustrous hours. And Revlon's #1 in long-wearing nail enamel. Yo. Come on, move this! That shines. Shake that body for me. Revlon, unforgettable colors that last. That's why the most unforgettable women in the world wear Revlon.
Emporium's two-day sale. Step into great savings on shoes. Save 40% on a stylish collection of women's boots and booties. 9 to 10 Friday, 8 to 10 Saturday at Emporium.
Prepare to be swept away on a ravishing tide of romance. Martin Scorsese has filmed the love story of the decade, The Age of Innocence. Rated PG. At theaters now.
Does it ever seem like this?
For free tickets to the Sally Jesse Raphael show, write Sally Jesse Raphael, Post Office Box 1400, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101.
What is it? I'm in trouble. Oh, what's the matter? Look. A point of order. Yes. Fix the pipe. Hold it for me, Mr. Martin, and I'll fix it. Come up. Hold it. Thank you very much. You're laughing. You forgot to take your watch off.
Talking to Jerry Lewis. I guess that's like the guy on the banana peel, and if you doubt that people laugh at what they call physical humor, then weren't you just laughing? I want to talk about the partnership with Dean, but I want you to take a look at this first as a lead into it, please. Ask you, how do you know how long to let that go? And then you would answer me, it's like Commodore Vanderbilt, if you have to ask, you can't do it? Is that the question? You had to know somewhere how long to let that bong go.
It's just like the very thing that they ask the bullfighter. How do you know when to get out of the way?
The answer is you just know.
You have to get in there. See, it's easy to buy a ticket for $2.50 and sit up way high in the stands and yell, "Ole!" If you want to sweat a little, get down there with the bull.
That's an awful thing to say to me right now. I guess I'm doing a show. I am down there with the bull. But aside from that...
Anytime you're in the arena, you know that that's where you are. And that's by choice. Nobody held a gun to your head. You do this by choice. And so does people like that. They do it by choice. They get joy out of that and pleasure. Look at the pleasure that you get out of doing it. You've been doing this 35 years, right?
37 years.
Well, it's not an accident.
No.
And the only reason it works is because you love it.
I love it.
If you didn't love it, you wouldn't be here.
I talked to you about physical comedy.
You should be a little more physical, as a matter of fact. Oh, get back.
I talked to you about physical comedy. Talk to me about teams, pairs. Do we have any now? Pairs? The Abbotts and the Costellos, the Lewis and Martins,
Well, the interesting thing about pairs is that you can go as far back as Wheeler and Woolsey.
Yes.
They always played two of something. The only two that didn't was Smith and Dale. Smith and Dale would be the patient and the doctor. But on the whole, Laurel and Hardy, Olson and Johnson, Abbott and Costello, they were always two of something. Two guys in trouble, two guys doing.
Gotcha.
The secret with Dean and I was a secret that I didn't realize until after I wrote the original concept, which was sex and slapstick. And that's what I wrote, those words, sex and slapstick. And having begun as a writer, I was writing material for all of the comics going up in the Bourse circuit. Until they couldn't do what I was writing, then I started to do it for them and then found myself playing the role. So when I wrote for Dean and I was writing for two guys that I didn't know. I didn't know Dean at the time. So I wrote an idea, sex and slapstick, a handsome man and a monkey. That's what I thought in my head comically.
See, I now understand that. Was he a good straight man?
Oh my God. He would make George Burns look like an amateur.
What makes a good straight man?
Born. You're born.
Oh, you're giving me that answer again. And
All right, I'll lie to you. You have to be a homosexual. What the hell do you want? What the hell do you want? Of course you're born. When a guy like Dean was able to stand alongside of me and I went nuts for 20 minutes, and he knew just when to get in, and he knew just where to take me, and he knew when I was going to breathe, and he knew when I was going to fall, and he knew how long I'd run in the audience. That was not a mistake. That wasn't based on rehearsing. That wasn't based on time and memory. That was based on his innate, instinctive talent. Remember, Dean was capable of doing some marvelous comedy, and I played straight for him, and in 10 years, audiences never knew that we were circling one another. That was the secret of that team, plus the fact that we loved one another.
When you broke up, was there loneliness? What's it like not to be a team?
Well, when you break up in a situation such as Dean and I had, the breakup is terrifying because you're still feeling your oats. I was only 29 years old, and Dean was 39. We were both eager to do other things, so we were caught up in what is our future? What's ahead of us? While we were saddened at the fact that what we had wasn't working anymore. Or we got out in time.
Ah, we got out in time.
And I made sure that we got out in time. I never ever forgot the night that the Brown Bomber got knocked through the ropes. He fought one fight too many, which caused him his dignity, not only the loss of the championship or the attempt to win it back, but that indignity of going through the ropes. Had he fought one less bout, he would have finished the champion. And I said to Dean, let's quit before we get knocked through the ropes.
The timing is not only the timing of jumping up and down on a bong, but knowing when to get off the stage. We read things about him that he's not well. How is he now?
I called the day before yesterday, and I'm told that he's doing okay. He's got some problems that needs attention, and they're taking care of him.
Take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
You and me, ventriloquist, you and me.
Oh, no, we sing and we dance for a team. He wants a ventriloquist. That's a guy, and he uses... Oh, no! Not me, no! I'm not going to do it. No.
Does it ever seem like the sports fan in your life is speaking a different language?
Honey, did you see this new SI tape? They got a flea flicker off a double reverse play.
Wouldn't it be nice to know what he's really trying to say?
Oh, honey, you see this new SI tape? They got a flea flicker off a double reverse. And the Nickelback's coming in on the Red Dog every time. I gotta have this tape.
This Christmas, give him the gift he really wants. 54 action-packed issues of Sports Illustrated, along with the hilarious new Albert Achievement Awards video, hosted by sportscaster extraordinaire Marv Albert. It's a real blast. And best of all, this side-splitting new video's free with your paid gift subscription to Sports Illustrated. Your favorite sports fan will flip when Marv shows him the best of the worst.
Hysterical.
You won't want him to miss out on 45 minutes of non-stop fun. From the wild to the wacky, the Albert Achievement Awards video is a sure hit. This incredible video is his when you get him 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. It's a great gift. A whole year of Sports Illustrated, including our exclusive college and pro football previews and our famous swimsuit issue. And that's not all. Call now and he'll also get SI's fabulous new book, The Year in Pictures, free. It's 96 pages of award-winning photography brought to you as only SI can. Use your credit card for quicker delivery and get these 2 free gifts in plenty of time for the holidays.
Yes!
This Christmas, give him the gift he's sure to love. Sports Illustrated and the hilarious Albert Achievement Awards video. Call now.
Enjoy dinner, music, and dancing at the main event silent auction to benefit Samaritan House. Call 415-341-4081.
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
I'm good.
It's a
How are
pleasure
you?
to meet you. I want to thank you for all the good times you gave me through my life.
Thank you.
I have a question that relates to your illness, and I hope it doesn't bring back bad memories.
Okay.
When you said you were gone for X amount of minutes, did you go see that white light? Is that true?
No, it was very quiet. I can't remember anything but just quiet.
Jerry, my question is about the telethon.
Yes.
The public at times, and when they donate money, are very skeptical about what happens to the money with all those $1 million that have flashed across the board. Can you tell us a breakdown of the money?
We're the only health organization in the country today that can proudly boast that we give 87 cents of every dollar to research and patient care.
Next question.
The best record of any fundraising organization.
Jerry, I was a screaming teenager 45 years ago in the Paramount.
You were.
You were the greatest.
How come you never called?
Well, I couldn't get a word in between your wife and
Okay,
Sam.
go ahead.
But this I want to ask you. Since I feel that you're fully alive and most people lead partial lives, I'm fully alive as a result of watching you grow up with me, okay?
Yes.
So I want to ask you this question. It's very important. When you're up there with a broken heart performing to make me happy, how do you handle it? Are you for real then? How do you handle it in your heart?
You wanted to get out in the public.
It's a lovely question because there's concern in it, and I appreciate that. What you do is that you have to place more important things as priorities. And the more important things is a large group of 1,800 or 2,000 people that are there to see you, and you have to just put a Band-Aid on your heart and take care of it later. That's all.
Question.
I love you too, Jerry.
Thank
I wanted to know, how was fatherhood? Did you get to laugh, or did you have to be the strict father? I know you enjoyed it, everybody does, but how was it?
It's absolute ecstasy. I have the best time in my life with my daughter. She's a little clown, and she makes me laugh every day of my life. Incredible child.
Yes, I'm a fellow that grew up with your committee, you know, your comic also. But I'd like to know, you and Dean Martin, I mean, you were so great. Was there ever a feud that separated you, and then a reunion came?
Yes.
I mean, was there a personal feud?
Yes. There was a feud in the 10th year when we finally separated, only because of outside forces. Had they left us alone, we'd have probably handled it without a feud. But there was one, yes.
Hi, Sally. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
I just want to say that I grew up with you, and I'm much younger than 40, so even the younger crowd than 40.
I got ties older than you, sweetheart.
But I want to thank you for all, all the good times in my household, laughing. Me and my dad watched all the time, and my mom. And really, I just wanted to know, are you and Dean still good friends? Do you keep in touch?
Yes, we certainly do.
right?
Yes, we do.
No,
yes.
it does mean.
Real friends never stop being real friends. Friends that don't mean anything break up.
I want to show Jerry 3 things and see if he can tell me what they are when we return.
No, honey, I did not try the new sinus medicine you packed because all of this pressure and congestion, again, nothing ever seems to help. Hon, I have sinus stuff. Oh, it's Dayquil sinus.
New Vicks Dayquil Sinus Pressure and Congestion has the same 2 medicines found in the #1 sinus prescription brand.
2 medicines?
New Dayquil Sinus Pressure and Congestion. The anytime non-drowsy congestion stuffy head sinus pressure so you can breathe easier medicine.
I always did like breathing.
Also sinus pressure and pain formula.
When I get up, I want strong coffee. When a headache interferes with my day, I want strong relief. Anacin. There's caffeine in Anacin that makes the aspirin work better on my headache. Anacin, daytime headache relief.
When Jeffrey catches a cold, we see the pediatrician.
I love my pediatrician. He's my dad.
We have a live-in doctor. He recommends Dimetap Elixir.
For colds, doctors recommend Dimetap for their families and yours.
Young Performers Theater presents Winnie the Pooh, playing weekends in San Francisco. Call 415-346-5550.
Audiences are making The Joy Luck Club the most talked about movie of the year. And critics hail it as a cause for celebration. It's an irresistible, glorious, superb achievement that's enthralling and extraordinary in every way. Don't miss the movie event that critics everywhere give 4 stars, a 10+, and 2 thumbs up, way up.
You make me happy.
The Joy Luck Club, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Jim was coming home soon from overseas, and I kind of let myself go. I knew I had to lose the weight. So I used the quick trim plan, 14-day weight loss system, and I went from this to this and lost all the weight I needed.
Quick Trim from Cybergenics is the all-natural, medically designed 14-day weight loss system that's 100% guaranteed to help you lose the weight or your money back.
For me, Quick Trim was a dream come true.
Available at GNC, Thrifty Drugs, Sears, Payless, and other fine health food stores.
Have you ever faked a child's kidnapping just to keep him from your ex? If so, call us and tell us your story. I want to show you, if I can do it real quickly, 3 things and tell me what they are. Here's the first one.
How you do? And greetings from Tokyo. Mobility mean a wonderful new way of going places. Many thanks to great new rocket engine. And this is car's new style, new inside, new outside. Everything new. This is a nice car. This is a beautiful car. Oldsmobile.
Was that your Home Shopping Network debut?
No, that was a commercial for Oldsmobile Corporation.
What year?
1957.
Here's the second one, if that's all right. Take a look at this.
I can only thank the people from Look, people from the Palace, the American public for being so very kind to me with your letters and everything else. You've made me feel awfully wanted and awfully warm. I can say nothing but my heartfelt thanks. And with the playing of the song that has made a whole new wonderful feel for me in my life, I would like to just say thank you for being so nice. Play the music, Charles. God bless you.
What year?
1957, but I don't remember where the hell it was.
That was the goodbye on your first show that you did yourself, the first Jerry Lewis show. I had a feeling you wouldn't see that. And then here's, I know, don't ask me.
He looked like He looked
young. What's this? What is it?
What is it? It's from Bert Dubrow's library at home. That's where. Yeah, that was, that had to be late 1956, October 56, when the Jerry Lewis cartoon books hit the stands. And then I got a gift from Parents Magazine that was ticking.
I don't know where that came from, but I think it's terrific. Now, on this show, we have questions. So is there anything you want to ask the audience?
Don't you people have anything better to do than to come here?
When the really big stories break, the Bay Area watches on Channel 7 News.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Jose.
A big story means different things to different people. So every night, Channel 7 News has a big story for someone just like you.
For the dramatic reunion, let's go live to Channel 7's Rico Chacon at the San Jose Airport.
And tonight, it could be your big story. There's only one way to find out.
To a very special moment.
Channel 7 News at 11. The big story every night.
Heald Business College has an important message for anyone looking for a better job. This computer is similar to those utilized by most businesses. Heald offers a logical series of steps by which you can learn to control the power of this machine. People with computer skills are being hired for good jobs every day. Heald can train you in as little as 6 months. Call Heald Business College at 1-800-660-4484. That's 1-800-660-4484.
Catch music, dancing, and food at the Latin American Music Festival in San Jose. Call 408-275-1730.
Signature Flavors by Mocha.
Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi, can I borrow a little cream?
For
my coffee.
Oh, for your Oh, you've got to try Signature Flavors.
Okay.
They're these flavored coffee creamers. They've got Kahlua.
Oh, I love Kahlua.
Of course you do. And they've got French vanilla and Irish cream. And they're deeply, deeply delicious.
Wow.
And they're fat-free.
Can I have some?
No, I don't have any. Bye.
Well, what'd you give me the big speech for then?
You know, you're doing a great job, but you're not using all your assets. With a body like that, you can go places.
Sexual harassment makes you feel like less of a person. For help and hotline numbers, ask for the Stop Sexual Harassment booklet at your public library.
Be a little more sexy. Hey, we're talking about your job here.
No, we're talking about sexual harassment here, and I don't have to take it.
Sexual harassment violates you, and it violates the law.
To welcome station KTRK in Houston, Texas, to our Sally family. Sir?
Give me your chair right now. Give me your chair. Here, you take this. Give me that. That's it. Thank you. I hate that chair worse than any chair I ever sat in my life. Here, take, you sit here. Come here. Get over here. Sit down. We'll be back, folks. Thank you very much.
Some members of our audience will receive, and a promotional fee has been provided by
Lady Remington Wet Dry.
TV's Joanne Liebler.
Fixing this toilet, tough. Cleaning it, no sweat. With 2,000 flushes, Chlorine Clear Tablet. Clean stains up to 4 months. 2,000 flushes.